Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the BLACKBIRD PLC investor presentation. Throughout this recorded presentation, investors will be in listen-only mode. Questions are encouraged. They can be submitted at any time via the Q&A tab that's just situated on the right-hand corner of your screen. Please just simply type in your questions and press send. The company may not be in a position to answer every question it receives during the meeting itself. However, the company can review all questions submitted today and will publish those responses where it's appropriate to do so on the Investor Meet Company platform. Before we begin, we would just like to submit the following poll, and if you could give that your kind attention, I'm sure the company would be most grateful. And I would now like to hand you over to the executive management team from BLACKBIRD PLC. Ian, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Jake. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the presentation of Project Hoxton. Today, we're going to take you through what we've just achieved in terms of our fundraise of £2 million for the development of Elevate.io. But before I start, I'd just like to introduce the team around me. We've got Sumit Rai, who's our Chief Product Officer. We've got Stephen Streeter, who's our Founder and R&D Director. Kel Lewinsky, who's our Head of Marketing, and Stephen White, who's our CFO, COO. So we're going to get on with the show. Just as before we start, we'd just like to frame what we are doing here and what we are building and what we've built. We are building and rolling out the Figma for video editing. I think most people on this call are familiar with Figma because we talk about it a reasonable amount. Figma is a collaborative design platform, all based in a browser. Figma is a very large company. It is a $10 billion company. And it really does land the analogy well for what we're doing with Elevate, because it's not just collaborative and in the browser, but it's also for a design professional. It is also for someone who's got a basic or more than a basic skill set of design, and that is where we're ending up with Elevate 2. Secondly, we are in the product market fit phase of the Elevate rollout. That means that we have ideated the product, we designed the product, we built the product, we have started charging for the product, and now we are in a product market fit phase where we are adding functionality and features almost on a weekly basis to fit into the market that we're landing into. And it is really a very exciting phase, and before we get to scale up phase. So we have actually just now executed a £2 million raise, a fully subscribed raise, to take us to the scale up phase. And we're opening up this raise to our retail investors, as I know that you're all very keen to be a part of the journey and to take advantage of this opportunity. So who are we and what do we do? Well, we are an AIM-listed business and we have two different products in two different markets. The first is BLACKBIRD. BLACKBIRD is an enterprise product. It is a cloud video editing product that works particularly well in the high-end news and sports area. And we have some very prestigious marquee customers, including CBS Sports, FIFA, Blocks, where we have 80 news stations across the US, the US State Department. We're also working very closely with the world's largest financial news service, and indeed have been involved in the largest sporting events in the summer and winter over the last few years, and we'll be working on the big winter games coming up in 2026. But we're not here to talk about BLACKBIRD particularly. We're here to talk about Elevate and what we're doing to drive the scale up there. So we are, Elevate is a SaaS product, it is a freemium product, it is an end-to-end collaborative browser-based video editing product, and we're selling it direct to customers. We have a vast addressable market, not only in the creator economy, but also in the SME market, in the enterprise market eventually. And this is a product that is completely unique in the sense that there is no other product out there that can offer the professional tools in a browser that Elevate does. We started charging for our product in February this year, and I'll talk you through some of the numbers that we've achieved since then and the direction that's going in. And as I mentioned before, this is the product market fit phase where lots of things are being built and improving the product on a weekly basis, and we're learning from our markets as well. What is the raison d'etre behind going into the creator economy? Well, really, the creator economy touches all of our lives now, many, many times a day. Whether that's our children or whether it's ourselves being involved with influencers or being influencers on social media, whether it's in businesses where what used to be text conversations are now conducted through video, whether it be education where almost every school kid across the Western world and beyond and university students are asked to create video as part of their ongoing education, or indeed whether we're outsourcing our video storytelling to freelancers. It really is all pervasive how video content is affecting our lives. But really interestingly, there is no Figma for video. There is no Canva for video. There is no one overall platform that brings all the seamless experience together in an easy to use platform. When you look at some of the verticals here on this slide, yeah, we've got design. We've also got document creation. We've also got accountancy and other platforms, messaging platforms. But why is there no Figma for video? The reason is because video is a very, very difficult medium to work with. It is heavy, it is slow, it is expensive and cumbersome to work with. But the beauty of where we are is that we bring with us our technology from our BLACKBIRD genius here sitting beside me, that really helps give us a really helping start and a big head start at getting that developed. So why can we do this and no one else can? Well, as I said, we've got this technology at the core of our platform. It is patented. It allows for instant response, whatever the bandwidth, whatever the hardware you're using, and it allows for frame accurate editing in a browser to a very high technical degree. But we've had this technology for a long time, and of course we've released it into the world, and it's used in the Olympics, etc. Oops, shouldn't say that. We used it in Summer Games, Winter Games, etc. But we've also now brought on, since we'd raised the money for what is now known as Elevate in 2021, brought on a world-class team through the 2022 and 2023 years where they're experienced. They know how to build a modern product in a modern world that could be completely scalable. And Summit was instrumental in a platform called Vegas Pro before he joined here. Vegas Pro is the 4th largest video editing platform in the world. He joined Elevate because it was a downloaded piece of software at Vegas Pro. Elevate is a cloud-first experience. Summit is also an extremely competent business head as well. He also exited his own business for an 8-figure sum to a NASDAQ-listed company. We've also got Kel Lewinsky, who's really brings the authenticity to our team. He's probably our biggest customer internally because he's been a YouTuber, he's been a corporate video creator. He's also been a university student where we've had to build video as part of his ongoing education too. So he really has a cross-section of video experience right from a young age. And thirdly, the timing is really with us now. As I said before, everybody is touching video, feeling video, experiencing video many, many times a day, whether we're watching it on our phones, on our TVs, our connected TVs, or on our laptops, we're interacting with video many, many times a day. And that results in the fact that this is a huge market. So Goldman Sachs have talked about this market being a $250 billion market. That was back in 2023, growing to a $500 billion market by 2027. And I think we can all feel that around us. Almost every American school kid wants to be a video creator or an influencer at some point. I know we're not living in the States, but I know I can feel that from my own home surroundings as well. My kids are making video all the time. But the bit of the market that we are really going for with Elevate, we've drilled down and we've done our own research. Back in 22, that is the creators, the SMEs, the freelancers, corporate teams. That is estimated to be around a $7 billion a year market. So it is a huge market, far, far larger actually than the Figma and Canva markets that we know have developed companies into multi-billion-dollar companies. So we have a huge opportunity and it's fast growing. But where are we in our particular process? Well, obviously BLACKBIRD's been around some time, and that's why we have this head start. But Elevate is a startup within an established company. So we raised the money in 2021, and we went through an exploration phase when Summit first joined back in 2022. We've also gone through a problem solution fit phase. So I say we ideated, we designed, we launched the product. And the problem solution fit phase was really establishing whether we had demand. And we can quite safely say that we've got a huge demand. So we started advertising this product back in September last year, and we've since brought on tens of thousands of users onto the platform, which really shows that there is a problem in the market currently that Elevate is helping to solve. Then we're moving into this third phase called the product market fit phase. So we've now established that there is a willingness to pay for the product. We've launched the payment gateway, the creator tier, and we're now launching features and functionality into the product each and every day. But we're also doing marketing. So we've started marketing in a small way, but Kel will explain through this presentation how we're going to expand that marketing over the next few months, especially with this new funding. And this will take us into the scale-up phase. So the scale-up phase is going to happen, we think, early to mid 2026, where we really push the gas on marketing as the product is really fit for scale. So since we launched the payment gateway, the creator tier back in February, we can see from this chart that that we are accelerating the number of customers, paid customers, every month. This is a compounding effect of the improvement of the marketing and the improvement of the product each and every month. And this is the beginning of an exponential curve. So you can see this green line being the steepening of that curve as months go by up until the end of May. We are now starting to see that exponential curve. And that is, as far as Silicon Valley goes, that is the start of a gold mine. That is the start of a classic SaaS curve. I'm now going to pass over to Sumit, who's going to give you an updated demo of where we are with the product in Elevate.
Thank you, Ian. So some of you would have already seen the product recently at the AGM, but for those who haven't, and just as a gentle reminder, as you know, Elevate is an online browser-based editor. It's absolutely frame accurate, and that's a big difference because most of the online products aren't even close to being frame accurate. It can also cope with very long form factor, so you could have a whole 2-hour edit sitting in the system as you please. Now, we've obviously aimed this as a professional tool. It's easy to get into, but it really is up to a professional standard. So it can be used day in, day out as a everyday driver for the users who use it. Now, even though it's browser-based, and obviously all of the work that we do in the way of transcoding the videos and processing the videos is all done by us in the cloud, the end user experience is not only great from a frame accuracy point of view, but we've also been building out things like effects. So the ability for you to easily drop on visual effects, and only recently we've just added looks as well, which are essentially, let's go to this video. It also looks good with looks. So this enables you to actually stylize with predetermined visual treatments, taking you so a little bit further on. So you could go, okay, well, I'll jump that on there. Now you can always dial this back a little bit if you want, and you can always tweak the colors individually within the sliders here as well. You'll notice that the whole experience is very, very intuitive, but not at all any less powerful than any of the desktop tools will be. So we've made great progress there. And one of the things that we always decided from the beginning of Elevate was to make it a collaborative tool. This is one thing that the desktop products cannot do because of the nature of the way that they've been built. And so for us, we're already in the cloud, so we already have all of the infrastructure in place, but we've actually just got to build this out. Now, here's an example of, it's actually Kel, but he's on Steve's laptop at the moment. So it says Steve, but it is Kel. And so he's joined this presentation, and you can see he can go around, make changes to the video. I'm not doing anything. He can change the edit as he wants. I can actually also choose to follow him, which means that when he moves his playhead around, if you move your playhead, then I without me actually even touching the video or the control, I can see what he's doing, and he could be talking me through the video, for example, on the end of the phone call or something like that. So collaboration is key for us. We're expanding that soon to cope with view-only users, so that people who can just jump in and approve something rather than actually being able to partake in the edit, because you obviously don't always want people to be able to change things that you're working on. But another feature that we've added recently, it doesn't have to just be in real time, it can be offline. So I can leave comments over here. So if I leave one for Steve, saying this shot needs more color, for example, that will pop up as a notification at his. And even though we're sat opposite each other right now, all of this is being brokered via the USA. So all of this is pure cloud, and anyone who tries the product across borders, as we have obviously in lots of the trial sessions, it works really, very nicely. One last thing I'd like to show you from a product point of view is something that we've been working on for a while, which is the introduction of generators. And generators are tools that enable you to create content within the platform itself rather than just uploading something. And they've taken the form of things like text very easily. But we're getting very ready shortly to release text-to-speech. So text-to-speech enables you to jump a generator onto the timeline. And then if, for example, I create a, let's go to, it's taking Safari, the web browser. Let's take this, and I can put this text in here. I may actually remove the pronunciation because it's not really relevant. And I can hit generate. And what happens is that we actually work with third-party providers. In this case, it happens to be OpenAI, and they're able to go off, process this audio for us and bring it back to us. And as you can see, the whole thing sits seamlessly within our interface. So this is what it sounds like.
A safari is an overland journey to observe or hunt wild animals, especially in East Africa.
And as you can see, I could drop that underneath the edit like this, maybe turn down the volume of the actual edit and play that back.
Safari is an overland journey to observe or hunt wild animals, especially in East Africa. 1, 2.
And you should be able to hear that nice and clearly. So these are some of the features that we're working on. We continue to add features all the time. We've got some really exciting new additions which will be coming out in the next few months. But just to take you back to the presentation and just to walk through things, as Ian mentioned, there are traditional tools that are in the market. These tools have been around for a long time. They are very good. If you're making a Hollywood movie, they're absolutely the right thing for you to do, for you to use, but they've been built for the highest end in mind. Now, obviously, video in the last few years has expanded so much that it's incorporating social media, video. The use of video within education has exploded. The use of video within organizations has exploded. And why should they have to learn the tools which are capable of making Hollywood movies? There's no need for that. And that's where we really see that massive, massive middle market opportunity for us. So the high-end tools, again, the traditional tools, they're great, but they do come with steep learning curves. They also require pretty expensive computers to run. So you tend to run these products on workstations that could cost many thousands of pounds. Whereas one of the great things about Elevate will run on a $150 Chromebook. So it will run on the thinnest of computers, which is great for education and organizations. And then you have the online tools that also exist similar to Elevate, where they're browser-based video editing solutions. Now, they have all been focused very much at the lowest end of the market, and that's not the end of the market that we're particularly interested in. We're much more interested in the people producing things of value. And what that means is that for us, we have a distinct advantage. We're the only ones who are doing true real-time multiplayer collaboration, and we'll be building in all of the approvals and review stages and things like that. We also do have AI integrations. Now, others are working on this stuff as well, but we are going to be releasing that as a marketplace, and we are working with lots of exciting companies in this space to bring treatments to those videos to speed up your workflow, things like that. And because we're in the cloud, we're natively already a digital asset management solution. Now, those who have produced video on the desktop tools will know how the process works. You end up with a series of hard drives. No one can ever find, once the project's ended, you almost very never go back to the project because restoring it is complicated. For us, we've got access to the largest hard drive in the world in Amazon, which is what we use to store our content. And we're able to provide that digital asset management let's say, capability to our end users. And this is particularly useful for organizations where maybe there's a marketing department using Elevate amongst 10 of them. They'll all have access to everything that they've ever done going back to when they started. And that is something that just doesn't exist easily with the traditional tools right now. From the product evolution, the first phase that we went through was to do the problem solution fit. That took us all the way through to actually monetizing. It introduced things like vertical video, 4K exports, and all of the basic editing tools that you need. We're now in this phase, which is the product market fit, where we're adding now serious features which will entice the higher end users and make the product just more capable in general. And this will take us all the way through towards the end of next year, where we then believe we'll be in a position to absolutely do the scale up, because we'll have a product that satisfies a large amount of that middle market. I mentioned earlier the AI integrations. These are some of the companies that we're working with at the moment that we've been testing out their capabilities. And we will, as I mentioned, be making this available to our users through a tokenized system. So there will be a slight uplift to the cost, because obviously there's a huge cost to us at times. It varies. So certain things like text-to-speech that I showed you is very cost-effective, but video generation it can be quite expensive. So we obviously have to meter that, and we will be introducing that to our users. So just handing over to Kel, who will take you through some of the marketing stats.
Hi, everybody. So a little bit of context about myself before I take you through these slides. So I'm a lifelong video editor. Started at age 13 as a hobby, then edited ever since, essentially, to this day, as a student and eventually as a YouTuber. I built a channel of over 200,000 followers and got millions of views on my videos. And ever since, I've been working in the corporate space after that. So yeah, I've been a potential Elevate customer, essentially, in every stage of my life, if only it had been there at that time. So yeah, the first time I saw Elevate a year ago, immediately you could see that it was a total game changer. I've seen the impact that Figma has had with my friends in design, and to have something like that for video for myself is just really, really exciting. So it's why I'm an investor myself previously and also in this round. So I'm going to take you through the marketing and product journey of the user. And you will see this holistic approach between marketing and product that have driven these improvements that you're about to see. So on this slide, you see the very top of the funnel, so where the user journey starts. From first visit to when they verify and become a user of Elevate, a free user of Elevate. So we can see here that more than 1 in 2 people sign up on their first visit to our website, which is a very, very exciting rate, and really a proof of this problem solution fit that we have that you saw on a previous slide. And it's getting better month over month as we are improving the product and the marketing, honing the ad algorithm of our Google search ad, which has been primarily focused on the US, and expanding the marketing website as more product features are added, giving us more ammunition, essentially, and increasing the total addressable market of Elevate. So on this line, this green line right here, you can see our marketing spend from February to May, and you can see that it has been held very constant at about £18,000 per month. And on these blue bars, you can see the new free users that we have been bringing in each month. So this is not cumulative. These are new free users in each of these months. And this is really because we've been adding features at pace and seeing this market go up. Like, we can reach more people because there's something more for anybody as we add these features. And we've been increasing our organic presence as well. By building out the website, leveraging like the new features to create content around learning resources, feature pages, and those types of pages. So yeah, we've doubled the number of free users we're bringing in between Feb and May, almost doubled. So here we're seeing the user land in Elevate. So they are now a verified user. And these are the different steps of the new user journey. So from becoming a verified user to exporting that first video, and so getting full benefit out of Elevate, because they were looking for a way to make their video, and they ended up doing that. And we're seeing significant improvement here in the useful end of the funnel. So exports are up 31% between February and May. And really just shows this product velocity that we've had in the last like half a year or so, where the editor is just like transforming, really. And every update is showing this immediate impact in this funnel. And to the point where ourselves as a marketing team are really using Elevate now. A year ago, that was not the case because we were missing features, but now we are. If you're following our socials, you'll see videos being posted quite frequently. We're using Elevate for all of those. We're using review and approve and comments and all those things that some had showed just earlier. So here we get to the paid part of the story. So we can see the conversion rate here month over month. So these are the percentage of new users that are converting to paid in a particular month. And between February and May, we improved this from 1.4% to 1.9%, which again is a testament to this velocity of updates and it becoming just more enticing for people to spend and become paying users. So the exciting thing about this chart is that there are way more features and way more triggers coming. And we've seen some that Summit showed just earlier with the AI tool, for instance. And we have the looks and effects that Summit showed earlier as well. Those went in June. So those are not reflected on this chart. And those are also additional triggers because free users don't get access to all of these. They only get access to a small part of them, and they have to upgrade to get access to all of them. So we're really using this holistic approach between marketing and product to drive up this number. And here's the outcome of the previous slide of this conversion rate going up. So we've halved the acquisition cost for a paid user from £250 in February to about £115 in May, which is down 55%. And again, this is that marketing and product are working together to drive up these conversion rates and drive down the CAC. And we haven't even opened up product-led growth yet. So we have other features coming that are really going to open that up, like view-only link sharing, for instance, being able to just send over a link and get somebody to review your content without needing to sign up, without having needed to be already an existing member. And then we will prompt them to become a full member further down the line. And we have affiliate and referrals, for instance, where we will reward people for bringing people into the platform. So on this slide, I'm going to give you an insight into who our users are. So we have an onboarding survey. Every new user has the opportunity to tell us a bit about themselves when they sign up. And we can see here that we're being used by a very wide variety of people, which is like a testament to this versatile tool that we're building, the general purpose tool, from students to influencers, hobbyists, and businesses. Hobbyists, they might not have money for very powerful hardware like the top end MacBooks, but they can pay £15 a month to get access to a great video editor that runs smoothly native-like in the browser. Then we have students that also appreciate this accessibility. As we all know, Chromebook is extremely popular with students, and we're seeing a lot of people come in because they're looking for a Chromebook video editor because there's just not many of those around. And they're also our most avid collaborators. We're seeing them come in and invite others for group projects and school assignments that they're working on. Then we have influencers that are loving the digital asset management side and the outsourcing, like being able to leverage another editor to kind of like outsource that just via link share, not needing to transfer any big files or do any rendering or any backwards and forwards. And we have businesses like ourselves who are collaborating, using review and approve, and having the shared workspace for the entire team. You can just log in and everything is accessible instantly. And then on this pie chart right here, we see the subscriber distribution. So we can see that monetized creators are really choosing to sign up to the creator plan, especially if you look at the business slice. That's just increased so much and is so much more represented in the subscriber numbers. So all of this has been achieved while we're really only scratching the surface with marketing. We've only really been using 2 out of 7 marketing engines, which is search ads and some organic activity on social media and our Discord community. With this additional funding, we want to add other channels gradually and in a controlled manner, and we're very data-driven. So we want to add social ads to reach content creators who are living their lives on social media platforms. Then we want to add influencer marketing to reach young people and students who make up these loyal audiences. We have media and events where we can reach businesses, and we've seen this great initial interest and reception at South by Southwest that Ian has participated, both in the US and in London. Then we have the affiliate and referral part of the story, which obviously ties into this product-led growth, where we reward people for bringing in subscribers. And we're working on partnerships, and for this I will go over to Ian.
So we're very conscious about acceleration and speed, in penetrating the adoption and growing our base within the creator economy. And the creator economy, although it's emerging and it's growing fast, there are some really established networks of engaged communities that we can talk to and proliferate, elevate through. One of the key areas there, of course, are education, as we mentioned several times today, but also gaming, also businesses, and also the creator networks themselves. So we are talking to these networks. We've started conversations, but we're not going to really execute on this until the product is a little bit further down the line, which is really, it's around the corner. We want to make sure that when we do execute on these partnerships, that the product's in the right state to grow very fast. So watch this space. Some of these platforms are thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, and of course, some are millions of people strong. So really exciting news, next phase for us. So what are we going to be doing with our funds? Well, it's really about these two guys. It's really about making sure that we can continue to improve our product. As I said, we're in that product market fit phase, but also adding to those marketing engines to accelerate our go-to-market with the other half of the sum. So it's 1 million to product development and 1 million to market acceleration. So in conclusion, we brought this to you guys and spoken to you about this, guys, when it was just a PowerPoint document. Now it is a product. It is de-risked. It is in the market. We have paying customers. We are adding to that product all the time. The velocity is now really intense, and it's on almost a week-by-week basis that we're adding features and functionality. And we have really had strong early traction. We know it's early, and these numbers are still. It's a small flame that we're nurturing and growing, but it is really strong and it is really going in the right direction. So we'd love to take some questions from you all. If I think there are some pre-submitted, we could start with there. And I will be the chair of these. Okay, so first question. How are you defining the free user signups, and how does this differ from the AGM statement, which referred to verified users? It's the same. So they're just in summary there. We're saying first-time signups and verified user. It's the same. Verified in the sense that they had to verify their email address in order to become a free signup. Second question. Why are the non-execs not investing at this point, even though it's only 5K? I really can't speak on behalf of them. Everybody has their own reasons for investing at particular times. But I would say is that there are, Simon, Kel, myself, Steve are all investing in this round, and other members of the management are as well. So we really are nailing our colours to the mast, and I think that's a really fantastic achievement to be doing that at this stage, and that we're all really, really proud of the participation. Next question down. You seek support to take Elevate through the product market fit phase, yet shareholders do not know what all the things are that you're working on. So this is a product question, first of all. We'll come back to that. And will it be finished by the time it ends the product market fit phase? So that's the first one, Sam. I'll pass over that to you. That's okay?
Will
the product be finished by the time of the product market fit phase?
So the product will never be finished because it's going to evolve. If Salesforce in its first 3 years looks nothing like it does today, it's been out for a long time. So the product will never end, but what it will do is it will unlock at the end of the solution fit. It will have unlocked all of the opportunities that we know sort of are broader, and it will give us those beachheads that we can go in and become popular within certain parts, certain demographics. And once we've achieved that then we will look for where there are still gaps and opportunities, and new things will happen as well. No one could have predicted the video would take the direction it did 20 years ago. It's obviously gone online, it's gone on phone, it's gone on all these places. It was only 15 years ago when famous film directors were laughing at the idea of video on a phone. They thought it was a ridiculous idea. Now, most video is consumed on mobile phones. So we've got to move with those times. It means that we'll never have a complete product. We'll just have opportunities that we now need to focus on. And obviously, scale up for us is about getting to the point where we're confident that we have a very sustainable business. That's the point behind the scale-up phase. But in terms of product development, that doesn't end.
Yeah, and I think that we can all see from the AI world that things are just changing, so rapidly and evolving, is that we are an open architect platform. We can make sure that we are future-proof in the sense that any AI, whether it exists today or doesn't, or tomorrow, can integrate with the platform. So it's really an exciting position, and we love the idea of that new functionality opening up the world of new creators all the time. The second part of this question is, how do shareholders measure the board performance in terms of reaching targets if we don't know what the targets are? Well, we're not releasing any forecasts at this stage, but we will at the interims be talking more about that as we go forward, and giving you some ideas about where we are heading in terms of the numbers of subscribers and other metrics. But we are looking at thousands of users, hopefully in not too distant future. Can you confirm that you would never do what CapCut has done with their new terms and conditions? I think if you're referring to a unequivocal rights over all creators' content forever and a day, you can rest assured that we will not be implementing those kind of terms at all. No. Can you please indicate when the ramp up in marketing starts? Is it in weeks or months? How about we start with you, Kel, on that one?
Yeah, so we're already starting on this. So we're already doing work on the affiliate side of things. We're doing work on the video ads. So yeah, we are gradually starting the ramp up already. It's not gonna wait. It's starting right now.
Okay, thank you. It appears to me that the only way this will succeed and indeed not go under is the team to team up with or be bought out by a big player. If you agree with me, how easy or hard would it be to go down that path? Well, I think we've answered this question a number of times before, in the sense that a big partnership like that really happens when you've got trajectory and you've got scale. So that is really what we're building through the product market fit phase. How easy would it be today? I would say it wouldn't be palatable. How easy would it be when we've got scale and a trajectory? Well, it might be easier if that's the path we choose to go down. But at this stage, we're really focusing on building our scale and trajectory. Other competitor sites are using a credit system in terms of their AI tools. Is that something Elevate will do for users having fewer credits per month, etc.?
Correct. We will be using, as I mentioned earlier, tokens which users will get them out of, and then they can obviously purchase more.
Is this likely to be the last fundraise? Well, I think we've stated that this is the fundraise that gets us through the product market fit phase. If we're talking about scale up and our ambitions are on the Figma scale, then undoubtedly we would look for more funds at that stage to scale up. But that is going to be done on a different base of users, etc. If you need another 2 million for fit out stage, how much scale up phase will phase cost? We're not going to give out those numbers at this stage. It really depends on our ambitions, but we do have some ideas about that, which we'll talk to you about in due course. Ian, a poster on ADVFN claims you and Steve-O took him out friends with drinks after the AGM. Is this true? Yes, we did. Yes, we did take some people drinks after the AGM. If you come to the AGM next year, I would love to be able to treat you to drinks too. How do you plan to capitalize on what's happening with CapCut and get them signing up to Elevate? Cal, do you want to comment on CapCut at all? I know whether it's...
I think it's probably something we want to think about a little bit more.
Yeah, I think at this stage we're really focusing on getting the Elevate message out there. Elevate is we want more visibility for our product. We want more visibility for the positive attributes of our product without dissing our competitors at this stage. But yeah, thanks for the tip. Do you still seriously believe that you'll be a tech unicorn? 11 million market cap and a 30% fall today suggests there are some skeptics. Yeah, I do. I just invested, so clearly I'm a big believer in the company, the technology, the team, and the product, and indeed the market. So I absolutely do, yes. What percent of conversion to paid users, currently 1.9%, do you aim for? Cal, do you want to talk about that one? Yeah,
sure. Yeah, so we are aiming for 2.5 in terms of like that scale up phase, to reach that scale up phase. So throughout this product market fit stage, but we are very confident that we can go way beyond that as well, because it is early days and there's just so many great new things that are still coming and that are still going to be added. So yeah, we're very confident in that.
Question: why aren't you including June in your data presentation? I presume you would if continue the trend month on month improvement of KPIs. We can't include June because this happened within the period of June. We actually went out to the institutions and the market as a whole in June. So we've got to be strict with what we can release to different people at different times. So we are releasing what we had to release. We released to them, which didn't include June data because of the timing of the roadshow, etc. So if you have about 100,000 active free users now and growing. Why don't you explore selling ads in the platform for non-paying users only? Not now, of course, but down the line.
It's not the product we're building. We wouldn't use ad funding within the editor itself because it's not that type of product. We want those users to have a great experience, try out our product, and then actually subscribe and become part of it, or at least as a minimum, become a contributor for free on another person's team. But that's not the product that we're building.
And to add to that, in a way, we kind of have ads, but we have ads for ourselves. So we have ads to upgrade to the creator plan. We have these triggers, we have these locks, and that basically tells people, look, if you want access to all these amazing looks to design your videos, then click on it and subscribe to the creator plan.
This question for Kel and Summit together, I think. Who are your main competitors and how does your pricing compare to theirs? Kel, do you want to start?
Yeah, so I think that's like, it's obviously like Veed, it would be like Adobe Express, and some of the other ones that you saw on Summit's slide earlier. I think in terms of our pricing, even with the early bird having ended, I think we went into this with very competitive pricing because obviously we are at a growth stage right now where we want to get market share. So it's a very kind of competitive price for what we're offering and also what the product will be in just, as these new features that are coming join the product.
Sorry.
Yeah. So obviously Kel's covering the online editors there. Of course, some of our competitors are the installed products, certainly at the higher end, where our total cost of ownership is a lot lower. It's a lot easier to pay us for the monthly subscription than it is to invest in and pay the license fees for those products. But in terms of do we actually compete with the products, it depends on what you're building, because to take the example earlier of the terms and conditions in Veed, and that's not just for them, it's with several platforms that are there. We of course would never do that. That's absolutely not the product that we're building. We're building a product that you could use to edit a piece of sensitive financial information that's, before you put it out there. A lot of the people who will be creating content in our platform will be creating it for private audiences. We could never possibly build something that was more of a public-facing tool, which is understandable. It's not against what they've done in their terms and conditions. It's what YouTube does because it's a very public forum. We're building a professional tool, and so competitively, we do, obviously see the installed software as competition, going down the line.
Okay. Steve, question for you. More or less, what is the number of monthly paying users needed for Elevate to break even?
Yeah, we're not going to give out forecasts, as Ian mentioned earlier, but what I would say, and reiterate what I gave at the AGM, is that we see ARPU increasing over time. So, as people add their content, we can upsell them on storage. We'll have other seats being added to the existing teams. There'll be a marketplace, as Sumit indicated, where they can purchase services, etc. So all of this would depend on the average ARPU per user. And it's very early stages at this stage, but it's in the tens of thousands that we need to get to.
Question on why such a low price for the fundraising, considering the classic beginning of an exponential curve chart that you showed us. Well, this is really a judgment on dilution versus the amount of money we want to raise from the shareholders and investors that we have, are available to us. So yeah, not an easy decision to make, but a decision we think has been the right one to get the right level of investment into the company to take us through product market fit without overly diluting ourselves. Have Premier Miton invested in this placing? Yes, they did. What is the price for paying customers, and is it cancelable anytime? The price for paying customers is $15, €15, £15. And is it cancelable anytime? Yes, at the moment it is. Of course, we offer just one monthly subscription at the moment. However, we'll be offering a different option very soon, which will be an annual subscription, which will obviously lock customers in for longer with an advantage on payments. Okay. Are you sending out questionnaires to get feedback from users? How much feedback are you still getting? Cal, that's a good of you.
Yep. So we do that. So we do send questionnaires out to users, and in fact we send even very targeted ones out. As you saw, we have this onboarding survey, so we get information on a lot of users, and we can send very specific surveys to these specific groups. And we also have a cancellation survey in the case of people choosing to cancel. We want to know why they do that. So we want to be on top of all these things. So we know how the product is going for everybody in each and one of these groups.
Does the paid users metric include additional seats as additional paid users? No. The additional seats any additional seats is counted within the same team, so that just helps the ARPU obviously improve if there's additional seats, but they're all counted as the same user. Guys, I've said this before. Elevate is the bizzo. Can you please oust Veed from the market? The bug-riddled buffering specialist tool. Absolutely, thank you very much. I'm glad you recognise the qualities of what we've got and its bug-free nature. Yeah. I mean, we think we're a good tool to disrupt that market. I would say that, to some of its earlier words, we also think that the big kahunas in the market, the Premiere Pros and the DaVinci Resolves and the Apple Final Cuts, are absolutely disruptable as well. Not for the entirety of their base, but for so much of their base where they're a sledgehammer to crack a nut, we absolutely think we've got a great shot at disrupting them as well. So yeah, thank you for that question. What percentage of customers that sign up as paying customers have been retained? Do you disclose this? We're not disclosing that information at this time. I would say it's a very healthy amount, but at this stage we're not disclosing all those metrics. But stay tuned. We will be talking to you about different kinds of metrics and a deeper dive at the interims. What paid customer churn have you seen in the first few months? Well, similar answer to that. I say we're obviously in a decreasing amount of churn over the months, but we're not releasing the details of that at this stage. I don't have any more questions at the moment, Jake.
Absolutely, Ian, if I may just jump back in there, thank you very much indeed for being so generous of your time and addressing every single question that came in for investors this afternoon. And of course, if there are any further questions that do come through, we'll make these available to you after the presentation. But Ian, perhaps before really now just looking to redirect those on the call to provide you with their feedback, which I know is particularly important to yourself and the company, if I could please just ask you for a few closing comments just to wrap up with, that'd be great.
Yeah, I'd love to close by saying we are delighted to have executed this round of funding. It really gives us that springboard now to take us through this product market fit phase where we've built the product, we've launched the product, we've got paying customers, and we've got a massive product velocity, very, very impressive product velocity to take us through the stage and then take us to scale up next year. It's a super exciting time to join on the shareholder base or to improve or increase your investment. And we hope you're encouraged to do so. Thank you very much.
Perfect, Ian. That's great. And thank you once again for updating investors this afternoon. Could I please ask investors not to close this session, as you will now be automatically redirected for the opportunity to provide your feedback in order that the management team can really better understand your views and expectations. This will only take a few moments to complete, but I'm sure will be greatly valued by the company. On behalf of the management team of BLACKBIRD PLC, we would like to thank you for attending today's presentation. That now concludes today's session, so good afternoon to you all.